According to the Warrens' account of events, the original doll was a gift from a mother to her daughter, a nursing student at the time who lived in an apartment with a roommate. Shortly after the doll arrived in the home, the roommates started to notice strange things. The doll would seemingly move all on its own, first just shifting its limbs, then moving from room to room. A few weeks into this behavior, written messages started to appear, childish scribbles on paper that the roommates didn't remember buying. Concerned about this behavior, the roommates contacted a medium, who conducted a séance and determined that the doll was inhabited by the spirit of a little girl named Annabelle, who died at the age of 7 on the spot where the apartment building now stood. According to the medium, Annabelle was a kind little girl who liked the roommates and wanted to stay with them, using the doll as a vessel. The nursing students were seemingly cool with this, but then things got weirder. After getting permission to stay, Annabelle got violent, not with the students, but with a male friend who was staying with them. On more than one occasion, this friend was allegedly physically harmed by the doll or by a presence surrounding the doll, prompting the roommates to seek help from a priest, who then called in the Warrens. Their conclusion: Annabelle was not possessed by a little girl. Annabelle was being manipulated by demonic forces who wanted to eventually possess a human host. Fearing something awful would happen, the roommates gave the doll to the Warrens for safekeeping. According to the doll kept exhibiting strange behavior at their home, including moving from room to room, until they had a special case made to contain it. It's still in that case now, and has been for decades, with no more movement recorded. Following Annabelle's removal from Donna and Angie's apartment, the Warrens documented several other paranormal experiences involving the doll, the first just minutes after they took possession of her. After the exorcism of the nurse's apartment, the Warrens buckled Annabelle into the backseat of their car and vowed not to take the highway in case she had some kind of accident causing power over them and their vehicle. However, even the safer back roads proved too risky for the couple. On their way home, Lorraine claimed that the brakes either stalled or failed several times, resulting in near disastrous crashes. Lorraine claimed that as soon as Ed pulled holy water from his bag and doused the doll with it, the problem with the brakes disappeared. Upon arriving home, Ed and Lorraine placed the doll in Ed's study. There, they reported that the doll levitated and moved about the house. Even when placed in the locked office in an outer building, the Warrens claimed that she would turn up later inside the house. Finally, the Warrens decided to lock Annabelle up for good. The Warrens had a specially made glass and wood case constructed, upon which they inscribed the Lord's Prayer and St. Michael's Prayer. For the rest of his life, Ed would periodically say a binding prayer over the case, ensuring that the sinister spirit, and the doll, remained good and trapped. Since being locked up, Annabelle the doll hasn't moved again, though it is alleged that her spirit has found ways to reach out to the earthly plane. Once, a priest who was visiting the Warrens museum picked up Annabelle and discounted her demonic abilities. Ed warned the priest about mocking Annabelle's demonic power, but the young priest laughed him off. On his way home, the priest was involved in a near-fatal crash that totaled his new car. He claimed to have seen Annabelle in his rearview mirror just before the accident. Years later, another visitor rapped on the glass of the Annabelle doll's case and laughed at how silly people were to believe in her. On his way home, he reportedly lost control of his motorcycle and crashed headlong into a tree. He was killed instantly and his girlfriend just barely survived. She claimed that at the time of the accident, the couple had been laughing about the Annabelle doll. Over the years, the Warrens continued to recount these tales as proof of Annabelle the doll's horrific powers, though none of these stories could be corroborated. The names of the young priest and the motorcyclists were never divulged. Neither Donna nor Angie, the two nurses who were Annabelle's first victims, ever came forward with their story. Neither Father Cook nor Father Hegan appeared to have mentioned their exorcisms of her ever again. It would appear that all we have is the Warrens' word that any of this even took place.